Hey everyone, and welcome to the Love Dogs channel. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something that might just change how you look at your own fridge. We're talking about more than 20 human foods that can seriously boost your dog's health. And guess what? You probably have most of them in your kitchen right now. And it's true. Your vet is absolutely your number one resource, of course. But this is the kind of stuff that just doesn't come up in a typical 15-minute checkup. We're not talking about anything exotic here. These are simple, powerful foods hidden in plain sight. I mean, just think about that question for a second. It's a big one, isn't it? So many common health issues could be helped or maybe even avoided just by adding the right things to your dog's diet. If you want to give your best friend the best shot at a long, happy life, then you are in exactly the right place. So let's dive in. Okay, let's kick things off with the absolute foundation of your dog's health, and that's protein. These foods are the essential building blocks for strong muscles, great energy, and just keeping your dog feeling their absolute best. First up, two powerhouses, fish and eggs. Things like salmon and tuna are just loaded with those amazing omega-3s. The stuff that gives them a super shiny coat and supports their heart health. And eggs, they're pretty much nature's perfect protein. But, and this is a big but, the secret to unlocking all this goodness is making sure they are cooked. And this right here shows you exactly why that's not just a suggestion, it's a rule. Feeding your dog raw fish can expose them to parasites that cause a really serious, even fatal illness. And raw egg whites, they have something in them called avidin, which actually stops their body from absorbing an important B vitamin. But the second you cook them, all those dangers disappear, and they become a pure nutritional powerhouse. All right, let's talk about meats. Plain cooked lean meat like beef or chicken is fantastic, but don't sleep on the organ meats. A little bit of cooked liver is like a multivitamin, just packed with vitamin A and iron. And chicken hearts are an amazing source of taurine, which is so good for their heart. Now, the key thing to remember here is cook it plain. No salt, no garlic powder, no onions. And absolutely under no circumstances should you ever give a dog a cooked bone. They can splinter and they are incredibly dangerous. Okay, we've covered the proteins, so now let's take a walk through the garden. I want you to think of these next foods as kind of like nature's pharmacy for your dog. They're just brimming with fiber, vitamins, and all sorts of good stuff. And if there's one vet's secret weapon you need to know, it's this. Plain 100% pumpkin puree. And I mean the plain stuff, not the sugary, spiced up pie filling you buy for Thanksgiving. That stuff is toxic for them. The plain puree is a digestive miracle. It has this special kind of fiber that helps with both diarrhea and constipation. It's a cheap, super effective remedy. Now for some healthy crunch. Carrots are an awesome low-calorie treat, and that crunching action actually helps clean their teeth a bit. Green beans, they're a fantastic tool if you're watching your dog's weight because they're full of fiber that helps them feel full. Spinach is great for a vitamin boost, but here's a little heads up. If your dog has kidney problems, you'll want to use it sparingly. Just steam and chop them up. Time for some fruits. I like to call these superfood snacks. Blueberries are loaded with antioxidants that are thought to help keep an older dog's brain sharp. Strawberries even have an enzyme in them that can help whiten their teeth. How cool is that? And apple slices are just a wonderful, crunchy, high-fiber treat. But when it comes to apples, there is one very, very important detail you have to know. And this is it. The seeds and the core of an apple actually contain a compound that, when chewed, releases tiny amounts of cyanide. Now, a dog would have to eat a whole lot of them for it to be a real problem, but why take any risk at all, right? So just remember, always core the apple and make sure every single seed is gone before you share it with your pup. All right, our next section is all about what I like to call the gut health heroes. These are the foods you turn to for soothing a sensitive tummy or giving a little extra digestive support, especially for our senior dogs. You've probably heard of this one before. Plain white rice is what vets have recommended for ages when a dog has an upset stomach because it's so bland and easy to digest. Plain oatmeal, just cooked in water, is also great for providing fiber to keep things moving regularly. The most important rule for both of these is to serve them completely plain. No milk, no sugar, just cooked with water. Simple and effective. Okay, everyone, I need you to listen very carefully to this slide. This is probably one of the most important warnings in this entire explainer. A little bit of plain or Greek yogurt is great for dogs. The live cultures, the probiotics, are fantastic for their gut. But you must never, ever give your dog a flavored or a diet or sugar-free yogurt. Many of them contain an artificial sweetener called xylitol, which is extremely poisonous to dogs and can even be fatal. Please always check the label. All right, on to our final section. We're looking at some special boosters. These are foods that give you some really targeted benefits, everything from supporting aging joints to helping your dog stay hydrated on a hot summer day. Homemade bone broth is liquid gold, especially for our senior dogs. It's packed with things like glucosamine that naturally support joint health. And it's so easy to make. You just simmer some bones for a long time, strain it, and you're good to go. But, and this is important, never use the broth you buy at the store. That stuff is loaded with salt and often has onion and garlic, all of which are bad for dogs. So what does this number mean? 92%. Well, it's the key to keeping your dog cool, happy, and hydrated when the weather gets warm. That's right, watermelon. It's literally 92% water, which makes it an incredible hydrating treat. Cantaloupe is another fantastic choice, and it's full of beta-carotene for good vision. With both of these, the safety rule is non-negotiable. You have to remove every single seed, which can cause blockages, and the tough outer rind, which is really hard for them to digest. And finally, let's talk about two little nutritional powerhouses from the sea. A couple of cooked shrimp with the shell removed, a great boost of antioxidants and B vitamins for their brain, and sardines, as long as they're packed in water, not oil, are one of the best sources of anti-inflammatory omega-3s you can find. Just stick to the small portion sizes and you're golden.
Whew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. I know it can seem like a lot to remember, but honestly, it all comes down to just a few really simple principles. If you can remember these, you'll be all set.
Let's call these the golden rules. Number 1, moderation. These are treats, not a whole meal. 2, always cook proteins all the way through. 3, never ever add seasonings. 4, get rid of all the dangerous parts, bones, seeds, cores, and rinds. And finally, number 5, your vet is your partner. If you are ever in doubt about something, just give them a call. And that's really the whole point of this. It's about empowering you. You don't need to buy a bunch of expensive supplements to make a real difference. You now have the knowledge to help your dog thrive using simple, healthy foods you already have at home. So, I would really love to know, what do you think? Was there anything on this list that totally surprised you? Or maybe there's something on here that your dog already goes crazy for. Let me know down in the comments below. And before you go, drop your dog's name in the comments so we can all celebrate the amazing pups that we're doing this for. If you found this information helpful, it would mean the world to us if you'd subscribe to the Love Dogs channel. We're all about bringing you more practical, helpful tips to help your dog live their happiest and healthiest life. Thanks so much for watching.